Hey guys, and welcome back to my world. Now, if you've been watching my videos for the last few weeks, you know I've been playing around a lot with custom spawners, using set blocks and so forth, and that was mainly due to the fact that I needed to find a way to spawn a lot of mobs in with as little as possible redstone. And you know what? I thought custom spawners were the way to go. However, Nag Leader then suggested on my Disappear in a Swarm of Bats video that why don't I have the actual mobs riding, for example, blocks like air, which will then disappear, and then I'll be able to spawn multiple mobs. So yes, that kind of started kicking my brain into a new thought process, and I started experimenting a lot. So basically, the whole idea is that when you summon something like summon zombie at this particular coordinates riding a zombie, you will get something like that. Okay, so I did actually spawn multiple entities with one command block, but they're kind of useless because there's no use for me to actually have them like that. Okay, so what he suggested was that I put air in between them so that when they do spawn, the air disappears and they both drop to the ground. Now, unfortunately, that does not work. I can't spawn air, or I can't summon air unless I'm doing something like a falling sand and then change the tile ID of the falling sand into air, which is a bit messy. So I started playing around a bit more. So the next thing I thought of, why not actually have it riding an inverted slime? So you'll see I've got over here is summon zombie riding an ID slime. The slime is minus -2, so it'll be inverted and it'll die within a couple of ticks, and it's riding a zombie, which it worked kind of okay, but you'll immediately see there was 3 problems there. The zombie was still on top of this particular mob. You saw the actual slime there, and then when the slime died, it actually made little particle effects, which is absolutely fine if you, for example, want to spawn a swarm of bats like that, which is pretty cool, okay, but it's not actually really what we want. And the problem as well is that if I have more than 3 mobs, like so if I've got 3 mobs stacked, or the 4th mob will actually be so high that when it falls, it'll actually take fall damage. And the other issue is that if I then need the space, so if I spawn them in a chamber, the chamber needs to be quite high to incorporate that. So I went back to the whole falling sand thing. So I then went and looked at falling sand. So falling sand, basically, it spawns, summons, it then starts falling, and when it hits, if it has a positive time or a time 1 and up, it will actually fall and then settle as the tile ID that it is. By default, it will be sand. So summon falling sand at that coordinates time 1, and then I will get this effect. Okay, so I will get it. Now what happens is if I remove the time, okay, so you'll see summon falling sand, and I've got no time or attribute set to it, you'll see it'll flash, and then because there's no time associated with it, it'll despawn instantaneously. So it's pretty much instantaneously despawned. So then that kind of told me, okay, this we can do. Okay, so it was the slime. So then I now have a zombie. So I'm summoning a zombie, riding falling sand with absolutely no attributes associated with that falling sand, that is riding a zombie. Okay, so what I was expecting to happen is that I've got the zombie, I've got the sand, and then I've got the zombie on top. However, to my surprise, that is not what happened. You'll see the zombies were placed down underneath, were placed inside each other, and the sand kind of disappeared, which is actually fine. I mean, it's not... Oh, sorry, I just love this dandelion of death. You'll see that at the bottom there, dandelion of death. Okay, so which is absolutely fine. So I started playing and I started adding tags to it, and I then got up to 9 zombies stacked before I actually got bored with copying and pasting and fixing the error. So this is the command. You'll see it's quite a hefty command. Okay, but it's basically 9 zombies riding falling sand entities. Okay, there we go, and there is my 9 zombies. Ta-da! How cool is that? Isn't that just... Okay, this is my dandelion of death that I've got here. It's a very, very cool little flower. Okay. Right, so, and I only stopped at 9. I mean, you can do it near indefinitely. I stopped at 9. As I said, I just got bored with copy and pasting. And you can also do this with bats. Now, the nice thing about the bats bit is that you can actually spawn them high up in the air if you want to. And you can spawn as many as you want. Okay, that's maybe a bit too many bats. Okay, you can, wow, okay, I really did too much bats here. Right. Anyway, all right, let's move on. So yeah, that is it. So let's do one more. Now you'll see the block. You do see the block. Now I'm not too concerned about that because quite often I'm not going to spawn these mobs in front of the player. I'll spawn them when they reach a certain trigger point, and they will then kind of spawn around the corner or on the next floor or something like that. Okay, so this really solves the problem very nicely. Okay, let me just kill all of the zombies. Right, but however, you can be very clever with this. So I'm going to introduce you to my little family. This is also, once again, quite a longish command. Okay, so this is my little summon family, where I started playing with all of them. And there we go. There's my little family. I've got a blazing wrath, which I'm going to kill with my dandelion of death. Okay, I've got little Dragnos over there, which he's still carrying his key. If I kill him, he will actually drop the key. There we go. You'll see he's dropped the key. I've got my little pig guard over here. If I kill him, he'll drop his sword. Okay, I've just got a normal zombie. Oh, I've got Sue. Hello, Sue. Excuse me, ma'am. Do you have a custom potion for me? No? No? Well, dandelion of death. Oh, redstone. That's pretty cool. I've got a skeleton. I should have actually given him a bow. And I've got Bob. Hey, Bob. What are you planning on doing some griefing with that TNT? Nah. Well, sorry. Okay, that's it, guys. So as you can see, you can now actually spawn your whole wandering mob. So if you have to have an area where you doing mob games or something where you need mobs that will kind of wander around and spread out, this is the perfect way to do it. You no longer need spawners. That goes against everything I've just been telling you for the last week and a half. But hey, never mind. That kind of 2 weeks. That happens. That happens. These commands will be in the description. But be warned, when you copy and paste from YouTube, it copies the latent HTML code behind it. Okay, so when you paste it into your command block, you will get weird symbols within your command, and then your command won't work. So to fix that, you can just paste it into Notepad or a plain text editor that does not carry across the latent HTML code. Okay. And or you can go to my paste bin. All of these commands is in paste bin. It's a bit of a mess because it's pretty much got all of my testing commands in there. But do go to paste bin. The link is below. I'm also going to actually put this world up for download now. Okay, this is my 1.7 tutorial world. Everything I've done in the last 3 months or more is in this world. You just need to wander around and find all the wondrous things that is in here. Guys, thank you very much, and thank you for Nag Leader for kind of pushing my mind in a whole new avenue of exploration. And yeah, as always, I will check you all later.